Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed.
And I'll be there when you're down in trouble to need a helping hand. Nothing's going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even the darkest nights. You just call my name, and you know wherever I am, now come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, and all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there. You've got a friend. Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, and I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, and all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at Shalom, this wonderful art museum. It's a gallery, it's a temple, and I'm here with the art curator, and she's going to introduce herself to the camera.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Bat-Shaba Slavin, and I've been curating the museum for over 25 years.
That long?
Yeah.
Wow. And it's been a museum for how many years?
For some 40 years.
40 years. Now, tell my audience why you love art so much.
Art is the expression of beautifying what we have. When you have a good deed, you can beautify it with a beautiful charity box. Mm-hmm. When you have a story to tell, you can put it on a canvas. Mm-hmm. When you have something to weave, you weave your history into fiber. Mm-hmm. And I love all of it. And
you love every single thing about it, from the artist's vision to his expression, to the canvas, and also to the sculptures that we see every day in this museum. Now, tell my audience about this particular event this evening that we are all viewing here. Explain it to my audience.
This is an expression in art on canvas by Mr. Schulman, George Schulman. He layers and maps his art on large canvases mostly. We have sculptures as well by Schloss, by Larry Schloss, a fine sculptor who uses wood and a stone. And together, it really breaks your heart to see how much work goes into.
Yes, I saw everything. I took video and pictures of everything. I was really, really compelled and inspired and overwhelmed by everything that I did see right here at the museum. It's really quite spectacular what these two gentlemen have done and what they've created. And I'm sure that's the reason why you chose them to be part of this viewing, this exhibit. So tell my audience how you found George Schulman.
Through other artists in the community, local artists. When I search for fine artists, there's a community that I go through. We exhibit 4 times a year. We change the exhibits. We use objects from our collection. We use artists from Israel and from Europe and from the rest of the country. And we keep bringing art to the community.
All over the world, really, not just the United States, all over the world.
And not just from Long Island.
And not just from Long Island, where we are right now, enjoying all this beautiful art surrounding us. Now, tell my audience, how many pieces are we viewing today?
This is more than 80 paintings.
By George Schulman.
By George Schulman, and about 20 sculptures from Larish Loss.
Interesting, fascinating. And we also are going to get to see a film this evening. Am I right about that?
The film tells the story of George Schulman's work, how he came to be who he is today.
Well, that's terrific. And I'm so excited to be here and to interview you and to learn more about this wonderful museum that we all should come and view. And I understand that these paintings are also for sale. Am I right about that?
Paintings are for sale. Sculptures are also for sale. They'll be here until after Thanksgiving, so time is running short on this particular exhibit. And everyone is welcome to come over the holidays.
Everyone come through the holidays. It's open. Tell my audience the hours that you guys are open.
The facility is open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 9. It's open on Friday till 2 o'clock. It's opened on Sunday till also 9 to 2.
Terrific. And if we want to learn more information, where can we go? What is the website?
Temple Bat-Shaba at Temple Bat-Shaba, Roslyn. .org, yes, I'm sorry.
Fantastic. And don't go away. Give me a kiss, darling.
Sorry. Sorry.
Don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment with more interviews right here at Beth, Shalom. Pink champagne kisses.
It's cold, and I'll be there.
The show that you see out here, we have 5 collages when you first walk in, which are made in honor of his grandparents, who taught him to sew and really gave him a chance to express himself and create a safe haven for a child that with undiagnosed ADHD.
Put these together, as well as the writing in them, and it had to do with, in a strange kind of way, when I was a kid, I knew every building on the block and every back alley, and the buildings faced Bathgate Avenue, which was a main shopping venue, which also had produce and all these other things going on. So there was always a lot of energy, and we would go through the buildings, out the back of the building, through the courtyard, climb over a fence, wind up on the other block. And so I was very interested in maps and drawing maps and seeing things in a topographic way. Stepping back and listening to yourself and seeing what it is you actually do, because for me, when you're in the moment and when you're actually experiencing it, it's a strange kind of dance. It's blue, and I rolled it on with a roller. What I did is I squeezed the paint on, and I mixed the color as I was painting actually on the canvas. And then I decided to use all of this stuff for a while I looked at a lot of Syrah, and I did a lot of drawings that were linear. And so the fact that I was so into this grand jot, although I haven't gone to Chicago and seen the actual painting, was a big deal to me about how color mixes into itself. So that's how this dot making. What happened was I liked painting these little square things.
It's cold, and I'll be there.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at Beth Shalom. And I am here with artist George Schulman, and it's a fabulous exhibit with over 80 pieces of art, paintings, gorgeous, gorgeous art. Beautiful paintings
And
sculptures by Mr. George Schulman.
And the sculptor Larry Schloss.
That's right, but I want to talk about you and your artwork. How many years did it take you to put all of this art together, to create all of this art?
I've been painting since I'm a child, so in reality it took a lifetime to do what I now do and to know what I now know and to experience what I now experience. So you essentially take your life skills and your experiences as a person, and they resonate in the studio, and all of that becomes part of the texture of your creative alphabet, if you will. And it's not only about the painting, but it's also about finding materials to use, discovering your sense of color. And what's interesting to me is the paintings are really about nature and about light and about experiencing light through the making of the paintings. And why I say that and know that to be is what occurs as you develop as an artist is you develop visual acuity, and you're constantly seeing and looking and constantly using your hands and your body to where there becomes a oneness with the process. It's like a dance and a dancer where you become, if you will, a performer, but the key to the thing is to not only know yourself and be a risk taker, but to get out of your own way and really enjoy the process. And when the process is going right, the work tells you what to do, and you're just the facilitator of the process, and it becomes not only exciting, but really exhilarating. And what also occurs is what I'm constantly trying to do, and that is walk in a new direction that's unfamiliar to me. And when it's unfamiliar to me, not only do you...
Well, that's your challenge.
And sometimes it occurs where you're in an unfamiliar place, or you've gone on a trip, or you've traveled, or you've read something. So you assimilate all these different things, and there's an expression, all thought is old. And so if you think it, you're not only an illustrator in my mind, but you're kind of dead in the water, where when I work and I experience what I experience, I really go in not only with an open mind, but with nothing actually in mind initially until I start to develop what I'm developing. And that's what makes it not only unique, but really fun to do.
Now let me ask you about this painting right behind us. Can you tell my audience what the inspiration and what the story behind this painting, what it's really all about?
It's about a lot of things. I'm named after my great-great-grandfather, who was a cantor and a poet, and he is a Holocaust survivor, and he left half his family in Poland, where they did not survive, a wife and 4 children, and he took 4 children to the States. And he then married again and had 4 more additional children. But what was very exciting is in the interim, that person had 3 children of her own, and he outlived her. And then what occurred, which was really neat, is he married again, and she had 4 children. So he had, you know, a long life and all these people. And in thinking about that, I was raised by his son, Robert Schulman, my grandfather, and my grandmother, Lena, because unfortunately I had an abusive father. So I occasionally visited my parents on the weekend, and my sisters, who are no longer alive, lived with my parents, and I lived a block away with my grandparents. And my grandparents, the grandfather was a tailor, and my grandmother made wedding dresses.
Like my mother.
And I learned to sew at an early age. So the point to the question of what this is about, it was not only about my Jewish roots and about spirit and about life and about war, but it was really about life's journey and telling a story and about people and about faith and hope and about the uniqueness of the process.
George, my audience wants to know more about where we can find information about you and your artwork. Do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, I have a Facebook page, and if you go to GeorgeSchulmanArtist.com, you'll see 200 some odd paintings, and I have a gallery in East Hampton that represents me, Lawrence Fine Art, and we're working on another venue, possibly in Miami, which is called the Fusion Gallery, which is interested in picking me up, so we'll see what happens.
Terrific. Well, I'm very excited to be here, and I cannot wait to see the film. Are you going to give me a kiss goodbye, darling?
Thank you.
Don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching. Big champagne kisses.
It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.